Anybody who watched these two play against each other in Hartford, Connecticut, Becker beating McEnroe in '87 Davis Cup match, will never forget it. It lasted 6 hours and 20 minutes, which was only just 2 minutes shorter than the longest Davis Cup match in Open era history. And that's when McEnroe beat Mats Wilander in the '82 Davis Cup semifinal in St. Louis. 2 matches, both covered by your friends at ESPN. McEnroe serving, back on serve, trailing 3-4 first set, best of 3. Tomorrow's final on ESPN, 12:30 Eastern Time, will be best of 5.
McEnroe's been mixing it up a little bit. That's about the 3rd occasion he has elected to stay back on the second serve. He certainly paid the price. Becker slammed that forehand down the line.
Oh, he got it.
Boy, he does a great job here, McEnroe, because Becker waits patiently and gets the big loopy forehand and decides to sneak in. Doesn't get enough on this volley, though, and look at McEnroe, racket ready. That's the secret there, racket ready, and it was a deceptive little chip. Becker thought he was going to rifle the backhand down the line.
15 all.
Talking about the flash cameras that are going off on his serve. He came into this service game at 53% first serves in. That's about where he's been all week. Becker's up higher at 63. And that's much better than he's been serving until this semifinal. He's been below 50 on the week.
McEnroe's first serve percentage is actually down, Mary, at 45% now, as you said, 63 for Boris Becker. Bad news for Becker in a way, because if McEnroe could improve that percentage, then of course he has a lot better chance to win this thing. .45 for McEnroe, 65 for Becker in first serve percentages. But a big serve from McEnroe at the right time, back even in this game. And brings up a big point here, because Becker can break again. He'll serve for the match, set rather. Becker's cough, you saw him there, again coughing, and McEnroe walks away. McEnroe's aggravation with Becker worked the last time, because Becker lost his serve on a double fault.
He's gone to the Becker backhand with 2 huge first serves from 15-30.
Game point to even things. Oh, that was big serving at a time when he needed it, wasn't it? McEnroe holds on. It is 4 games all in the first set. He was trailing by 4 games to 2. Stefan Edberg will play against Aaron Krickstein in the semi-finals. The winners will play tomorrow for you on ESPN at 12:30 Eastern Time in a best-of-5 set match.
McEnroe served just about a perfect game there from 15-30 down to big serves, and then really went for that second serve. Caught the back of the line to get him back on track here.
Krickstein beat Brad Gilbert yesterday.
Return a serve that nearly sets up this one for McEnroe. Again, Becker hitting that volley off his shoelace, but the athletic ability to get back for the overhead sets up the short ball again for him. And finally, he gets the open court for the volley.
It was just long. Very few players can lob.
Okay.
Here McEnroe having words with Skippy Ings. Complaining about that call called long. The lob obviously was long. Becker 30 love. But that lob, you just can't use it against Becker because he moves as well forward and backwards as he does sideways. And a lot of players don't. But he does, and he's got a lot of spring, so he can get up to the overhead. This is the semi-final match, first of 2 that will be played today between Boris Becker and John McEnroe. Becker and McEnroe tied at 4 games apiece in the first set. This is live coverage of the semi-final match from the Bercy Stadium in Paris, France. Becker serving. It's 30-15.
Counter on 2 counts.
Amazing to watch McEnroe. He's had all those fidgets over the years. More movements than a Swiss watch before he gets ready.
He'll get there, not in time. Still game point.
Packed stadium here as we see McEnroe come in to make this volley. He's got Becker on his heels. He knows if he gets the angle, it'll beat Becker.
Again, your pictures courtesy of friendly folks at FR3. They show sometimes crowd shots with local personalities in them, and of course we're not familiar with them, or all of them anyway. Game point.
McEnroe's been rather controlled from the back of the court. not trying to do too much. He's using Becker's pace to keep a firm grip on those ground strokes from the baseline. It's been Becker that's come out worst on those exchanges from the baseline, that is.
I think McEnroe's got to Becker. Having said earlier that Stratton, Vermont, when McEnroe was trying some of this stuff, it didn't affect Becker. I think in this match it has. Second serve deuce, 4 games all.
That's the thing about Becker, though, Cliff. I mean, he's lived through tougher situations than McEnroe berating him. I mean, that's what he said earlier this week as we have another look at him. He explained his success in tight matches. He said, I'm saying to myself, the only thing you can do is lose a match today, and then I win. He said, some people over-exaggerate what we're doing out there. I try not to. That last point was a good example of that. This guy is so grounded, so centered. It would be a pity if he were to get talked out of this match. Especially because McEnroe is actually playing well enough to beat him on even terms.
Game to Boris Becker of West Germany. He leads it by 5 games to 4. We're on serve here in the first set.